Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks here to bring you your weekly market update for Flesh and Blood. Boy, is it a spicy week. Oh my goodness, have I got some news for you guys. They're back. They're back. The investors are here and they are coming in with a fury. If you like the content, hit subscribe, like, leave a comment, share with your friends, let others know about what I'm doing here. If there's something I can do better, leave a comment and let me know. I appreciate all the feedback and I love to interact with you guys, so I do actually enjoy it. So let's dive in. It is a spicy week. My goodness. So everything's on fire. Just start out with that. Everything's hot. It's not entirely true, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So ARC Unlimited boxes starting off in the beginning area of interest, back up to 104. This is the highest we've seen on this product basically the entire time I've been tracking, and probably its entire existence. I couldn't say for sure, but I'm like 98% sure about that. It's up 13.4%, so back at 104. We've seen this top before, so I wouldn't be surprised if we cap out here and fall, but with everything else going on in this particular market of sealed product, Flesh and Blood, I also wouldn't be surprised to see it jump to a new high and then retrace down to this 104 range. So keep an eye on this one. I think it's going to be spicy for the coming weeks because that product has been running out for a while. We know that, and it is definitely getting to the point where that supply is no longer able to keep up with the demand with the new players and investors. So WTR Unlimited case is up 17.3 or 17.4%, 276. I don't believe that's the highest we've ever seen it. In fact, I think it's fairly low from its highs. Let me see if I have any other data. Nope, that might be the highest I have on record. Okay, it was around that. Yeah, that's where it started way back when I started in January. So that was a historic kind of toppy range for it. Now we're back to that. Cases are probably getting probably running out now that Channel Fireball's done their sales and all the rest. This is unlimited, so there is a lot of it out there, and they did, I think, do another wave of WTR, if you recall, when they did the big WTR event. So they got a lot more boxes of that than ARC out there, but it looks like this is starting to run dry too, which kind of makes sense because I know a lot of people fall back on it. A lot of shops fall back on it for draft nights. When the latest set kind of gets a little stale, people are tired of drafting it. They'll fall back to WTR because it's plentiful. It's been around. There's lots of it out there, and it's a very good draft experience. So I imagine that's part of it. If you want some of this for your own play group, grab it, and I recommend sleeving up the cards. Like take a pack, sleeve the whole pack up, and put it in the Card Magic plastic boosters. They're like little reusable boxes. They're just large enough for sleeved cards in about a pack, and you can essentially draft it forever as long as you remember how the structure of a pack is. You can put them back in those boxes every time you're done drafting and have a reusable, redraftable experience. I have that for several sets. That's what I like to do. I think it's fun. Monarch fell further, and this is unlimited cases, 13.7%. It's been on the decline for a while. Nothing really shocking here. Monarch is not that liked, and Unlimited is even less liked. Tales of Aria jumped to 219, 6.85% up. It is just in range. It's range bound here. This is nothing special. We've seen it 219 before, and way off of a recent high. So nothing really special there, just that it's climbing back up. Could be related to cards that are coming out with the new set and excitement around that. Maybe there's some Tales cards that are synergistic to that. I imagine they probably are. But this is where it gets interesting. Back in the first edition stuff, we are seeing some crazy movement. So WTR, we talked about this last week, but it's continued. WTR has sold out of its $3,000 boxes on TCG Player. Its current list price is 26.9% up at $3,969. I think someone did that price on purpose. I could be wrong, but I think they did. And that's where it's listed currently on TCG Player. Now, that said, there are some boxes for around that $3,000 price range on eBay if you're looking to get one before they disappear. But I will tell you, there are not that many. I've been going through the various kind of old school stuff on eBay and around in various places, and there's just not that many boxes left of WTR first. It just isn't there anymore. Maybe a dozen or 2 dozen in that price range. After that, it jumps up to like the 6K range and beyond. In fact, for a while this week, TCG Player's lowest was listed at 6K. So this price is not going to hold. 4K is going to be the new norm before long. And then after that, it's probably going to jump to like 10K because it's just going to be gone. So if there's a box out there you want, might be time to jump on it. Let's move on. Everfest down 9%. Nothing special here. I think this is just a map change because the map keeps it at around the $60 price for a while, and then it drops off and you can go lower. So I think that's just Everfest is now 2 sets back, and that's what happens, right? This is typically an ideal time to pick up sealed product, is that second map drop, because then it's kind of neutral market buoyancy is what holds it up. I think it's a pretty good system, actually. I was a little hesitant about it at first, and I think I even criticized LSS on it a little bit. Artificial floors and stuff are not the best, but it actually seems to work pretty well with their product releases. Remember, Everfest is one of the overprinted ones, so don't speculate too hard on it. Definitely never bet the farm. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but I wouldn't do that because Everfest was amongst that Mon, Tales of Aria, and Everfest set, and these three were pretty overprinted based on fake, well, not fake data, I guess data that came in from distributors that did not match reality as to demand. So artificial demand, we'll say, was cause for those overprintings. Anyways, that is corrected with UPR and on, and so these three will forever be our overprinted sets, I imagine, like Magic Ice Age days and that whole era of Magic where they overprinted a bunch of different sets around that time frame. So I think we're going to have the same thing with these three. So nothing special there, but you know, they will eventually be collectible. It'll just be a longer time the frame than the other stuff. Moving on to cases, this is where it gets really nutty. WTR case actually sold. Let me show you. So it's listed at $27,420. This is an old listing. It's been there forever. It's just been sitting on TCG Player forever at that price. There's just usually something below it, and they actually sold several. One, I can't believe that this sold at $9,600. Like, not sure why it was listed so low, but it sold. I imagine it sold really quickly too. And then this one sold a few days before that. So we have 2 cases of WTR sold on TCG Player in the 10,000 plus range in the last week. That is crazy if you ask me. There's only 1 listing left. There are no listings for this on eBay. I think this is donezo. I could be wrong, and maybe someone throws another one up there for 10 to 15K and it sells like lightning. I think we're done, though. I think WTR first edition cases are unfindable after this period. Maybe give it another 2 or 3 months, and then it's just like gone. You're not going to see them. Definitely seems like that's the case. So these prices are going to get crazy. You're going to see all this fluctuation and stuff, and that's going to be around. I guess this was the box that sold at 14,000. That must have been the lowest one before, and that ended up selling. So yeah, crazy. You're going to see craziness around that. Without supply, you have no price data, and so your price data gets all wonky, and that's just how it goes. Next update, Tales of Aria is up 8. Again, I think this is probably synergies. We've seen a lot of bounce around with this. We'll check out the chart, but this is back to the norm. So we're just kind of bouncing in this range here, this 280 to 303 kind of range. So we're probably just on a sideways channel, nothing too special there. And then Uprising is at 6% up, which is crazy because usually, and this is where I think 2.0 might have something. Usually at this point, we see what we saw up here with this Everfest, and that is we hold a map and then we drop when map falls off. We're not seeing that. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the chart was so low. We're not seeing that. We're seeing Uprising climb before map ends. That is awesome. If that is the situation, we're looking pretty good going forward. It's going to be pretty sweet, 2.0. And I do think this is related to all the new players coming in. There's clearly a lot of new interest. Magic has scared a lot of people. I think investors from that side, collectors from that side are coming in. I've seen several posts about, hey, I'm new to collecting. Can you explain Flesh and Blood? I've seen posts, hey, I'm new to the game. Where should I start? What's the best stuff? Blah, 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 blah. So I think you're starting to see a lot of pressure into this market, which is fantastic for us who have been collecting for a while. Very exciting times. All right, so you know I like to do some macroeconomics things, so I'm going to throw this out here real quick. This chart, It's a little goofy. Hopefully you can see it. The blue line is the inflation rate M2. The orange line is the interest rates. So what happens is, no, I have that backwards. It's definitely backwards. What happens is you'll note this chart, when interest rates hit the inflation rate, then inflation starts to come down, right? That typically is how that goes, right? We have not hit that yet. And so I do expect for people that are watching for the Fed to change direction, to cut rates, etc., that you're not going to see it until these two lines converge. Full credit, this is a chart from Benjamin Cohen of Into the Cryptoverse. He does some macro stuff too. He's one of my favorite crypto people out there, very straightforward, data-driven, similar to me. Love him a lot. Been following him for years, so really do like the way he does content. I saw this chart and I was like, I have to show this because we've talked about the Fed, we've talked about interest rates, we've talked about these pivots, and it looks like we have some time left. So if you were hoping for the Fed to slow down going forward, it does not look like they will until that happens. All right, so let's dive into some more stuff on the card side before we hit the charts. This is crazy. So this is best selling. And for the first time ever, the sealed product best selling is all old stuff. Look at this. This booster box. The case. The booster box. Oops, sorry. Like, yeah, okay, of course, the latest stuff is up there too. That's normal. But never first edition stuff at the top of this list. These two are usually on the second page. Now they're all top of the list. So these things are moving and sales are happening for the old stuff. It's just another sign that new collectors are coming in, grabbing the old stuff while they can, and the supply is vanishing. So if you're interested in that stuff, this is the time to get in there because we're almost done with that product. You're not going to have it forever. All right, let's see what's going on in the card space. Nothing too exciting here except for these cases and boxes of old stuff. Just the same old. Tunic, Stormstriders, Crosswrap. Still don't know why Crosswrap's up there, but definitely is. Tome, Crown of Providence, all popular. This one has been climbing recently. Let's go to sales history because I can't trust those charts anymore. The cold foil. Cold foil, yeah. It's basically flat to climbing. Cold foil, yeah. It's slowly going up with a little bit of variance here and there. So unfortunately, this one's not coming down anymore. I did pull the trigger on that one. I actually pulled the trigger on a bunch of the cold foils I was going to get for this set, this Uprising set, as I said I would in the first week of Dynasty. It is now, we're at that point. This week will be the first week that Dynasty is available. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the cold foils probably in the next week or so. The prices are still falling on some of them. I believe this one is one of them. Where's the filter? Cold foil. It's not great. Yeah, it's the same price it was last week. So this is not falling anymore. It doesn't look like, but it's, slowly diminishing, but it's time. I'm just going to pull the trigger and do it as I said I would. I think it's pretty good strategy and worked out pretty well. Command and Conquer Art of War, these are always popular. There's nothing really surprising here. Everything's exactly what we've seen before, with the exception of these cases and boxes being best selling. All right, let's get into the charts. All right. Can we see all the charts? We cannot see all the charts. Uh-oh. Let me adjust this. Sorry. Thought I had it set up correctly, but it looks like I'm off by just the tiniest bit. All right, and that's because I changed it for one of my other data videos and hadn't had to change that back before. All right, so WTR, as you can see, cases are climbing crazy fast, putting the premium back in. Remember, for a long time, we had this minor arbitrage opportunity. If you go to... and this is all unlimited. ARK, same thing. Actually, no, this arbitrage opportunity just entered, but I don't think it's enough to matter. We're looking at 104. Yeah, it's $2. So it doesn't matter as far as the actual value of arbitrage, but it is interesting that we're getting into this state. I think we'll see some chaos around ARK, and so there might be some good opportunities in ARK Unlimited to actually do arbitrage. Premiums reasserted itself for Crew. Remember a couple weeks ago we were noting how everything had these ARB opportunities. This one is actually really good. So this is for Monarch, but no one likes Monarch. But if you buy a case, you can get the boxes for 38 and sell them for 50. That might actually be a good opportunity there because that's 12 bucks. That might be doable, especially if you have a distribution relationship or something. Tales of Aria, same thing. The premium is not in place right now. We're at ARB opportunity. I think that's just the case with Unlimited. Oh yeah, there's no Everfest data. Okay. On to first, which is going to be the weirdest one. Yeah, WTR. For the longest time, we just had a straight line. Now we have this madness. Oh man, look at this craziness. Box prices trying to keep up with the case jumping. Cases are gone. Yeah, we're going to see some wildness here. This will be an interesting chart finally. Okay, ARC. Nothing too special there. In fact, an ARB opportunity of about $50. If you bought the case that's listed, you can sell the boxes and make $50 a box. So that's $200 on a case. Not sure if it's worth it with shipping, insurance, all the rest, but that's not a bad deal, I would imagine. Take a look at it. Make sure there's no special fees or shipping hidden in the price if you're into that sort of thing. Not financial advice as always. Another ARB opportunity with Crew. If you buy a case of Crew, it's $386 a box. You can sell for $390, so that's probably not worth it at those levels. You're gonna end up with only a $4 ARB opportunity. Monarch is tightening. Nothing really too special there. Tales of Aria. Let's see what this madness is doing. Okay, so we have the premiums reinserted. We did have an ARB opportunity for a while, but now that's gone. Back to a premium. Yeah, this is that channel I was talking about. It's just kind of in this range here. Range bound, we'd call it. That's kind of where it is. It's where it's going to be for a while, I imagine. Eventually, it will choose a direction from here, and it will go up or down depending on what's happening, market pressures, etc. Everfest. This is a fun one because we got the premium back, and we've seen some chaos around this. This is also range bound. I would think similarly about this. Eventually, we'll choose a direction. My guess is down for the short term because of the amount of printing available, but it is a supplemental, so it should behave slightly differently than your regular draftable. And then Uprising, spiking up, which is shocking and awesome. Haven't seen that before. We're starting to get out of the ARB opportunity into a premium, but we're not quite there yet. Anyways, so that's the content for the week. Pretty exciting week, I would say. This market's on fire. I've definitely seen more than one hint that new collectors and investors and those types are joining us in Flesh and Blood. And so a lot of the old stuff, I would imagine the cold foils and things like that will disappear. Oh, actually, that is one thing I want to mention for those of you still here. We were talking about this in the Discord. Heart of Findale rainbow foil has shot up. It was under 200 for the longest time. Now it's 350, and I don't know that it's coming down. A lot of people are saying that they don't think this is going to hold. People bought it for 500. It's played, so this is partially because it's playable, and it's in winning decks from Worlds, right? So that's what got the attention. But I think in combination with the investor-collector crowd coming in for Magic, I think that's actually what's driving this, and people are just trying to get a hold of some of the rare stuff. We'll see. Let's check again next week if I remember. In fact, I'll go ahead and steal a screenshot of this and put it in the notes for next week, so that we could check it next week. Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If there's anything I can provide or look into for you, if there's other information that you'd like, please leave a comment. Let me know. Otherwise, I would say let's just see how it goes next week and have a good time with some games, because guess what? Dynasty's coming out. I am so excited. Cannot wait to crack some boxes. We should have some box openings next week at the latest. Hopefully Friday. In the meantime, have fun, crack some packs, play some games, and I'll catch you later.